got myself a nice little 46 PC. Some assembly may be required. This was given to me by a coworker who happens to be an arcade machine enthusiast. And he actually had several really nice units in his basement, but he's moving. And he had this JAMA cabinet. It used to be a JAMA cabinet that I believe it was a Pac-Man. I'm not really sure what he said was in it, but the person he got it from converted it into a MAME console or a cabinet. Essentially, too long didn't read. The short story is it played a variety of games off of using a standard desktop PC. All the games and operating system were loaded onto the hard drive, and boom, you've got yourself an arcade machine. And the monitor that it used was a standard PC monitor. I think it was a 13 or 14-inch monitor. Older unit. So anyway, so what we have here is the PC that he yanked out because he is turning it into a, I believe he's converting it back to a standard JAMA cabinet with one of those 50-in-1 game cards that just slides right into the JAMA connector, and boom, you've got yourself a nice little machine. So he asked me if I wanted the PC, and I said, yeah, I think it would make a great video project. My viewers love this stuff, so I'm thinking of you guys. I personally have no interest in any of this, but it is what it is. The things that I'm going to take from this at the end of the day are the beautiful Sound Blaster 16. This is a CT1600 Pro 2. I'm going to take that, I'm going to save that, because these are getting hard to find, and it's actually an amplified card. It's got a built-in amplifier. I'm going to take that, and there's a Western Digital Caviar 210 meg hard drive in here that, if it works, I'm going to save that too. The rest of it I don't really know. Now what this used to be, I'm thinking Packard Bell. But we're going to find out when we started. Packard Bells generally had their corporate logo as a splash screen on a startup. And I think Packard Bell might have been one of the first companies to do that. And I think that's what it is. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It doesn't have any company logos on any of the boards. So we've got the main board here. I don't know what it has for a processor. We're going to find out. But it's a socket 346. It's got, this is a riser card with 3 16-bit ISO slots. I'll put that back on. Here's the drive sled. It's got, yeah, we've got this really badly yellowed CD drive from 1994. And we've got a Panasonic floppy. Now this is one indication that I think it might be a Packard Bell, because I've only seen Panasonic drives in Packard Bells. So let's take a look at this board. We're going to talk about what it offers us. So we have integrated VGA graphics. It features a Cirrus Logic CL-GD5 428-80QC-A graphics chipset. This is our socket 3 processor, processor socket. This is called the ZIF socket 0 insertion force because it has this handle, and this would relieve tension on all the pins, and the chip will just slide right out. Don't bend these pins because often they don't come back. Once they break off, they don't grow back. Don't forget. So let's get this chip back in there, and we're going to lock it down. This right here, if it were populated, would be an 46 overdrive chip. Actually, let me rephrase that. And I've seen this on a lot of boards. Usually, this will be populated by a surface mount chip, one that was installed at the factory, soldered in place. And this would be your overdrive socket. I almost got that mixed up. So this would typically have a low-end 46, like a 46 SX25 or 33 megahertz. And then this would be your overdrive chip. And what you would do is you would set a couple of jumpers, probably these two right here. These would disable the onboard processor and switch over to the overdrive processor. The overdrive processor socket could usually handle up to a DX266. Plugging in my keyboard. It's not marked. J1. I think I see it. Yeah, J1 and J2 is what they're labeled because I don't have the case. So J1 is going to be keyboard and J2 is going to be mouse. Okay. Packard Bell, what did I say? I knew it! It's a DX250. It's got, I don't know how much RAM. Where's the auto adjust on this thing? There it is. There we go. It's got 16 megabytes of RAM. That's 15360K. That's 16 megabytes. The system battery is dead. Really? Like I didn't know that. Let's hit F2 to set up. We're going to do an automatic detect on the drive. This thing fired right up. First shot. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to go to... there we go. There we go. Master 0, auto type, press enter. Okay. Probably doing it. Oh, there we go. It's seeking. Okay. Let's escape on that. Let's see if it boots up. Floppy seek worked. F1 to resume. Let's see what it does. I don't see any activity on the drive indicator, but operating system not found. Well, okay, so I switched the IDE connectors around on the board. I had them reversed. Turns out IDE 0 is really IDE 1. Go figure. Okay, let's try it again. Bloody hell. Hey! I think we're in business. Alright, what do we got? Got it. Ding, ding, ding. F10. Save and exit. No! Really? F10 is previous values? Alright, there's solder BIOS, okay. Save and change. Save and exit. Now let's see what we got. Anything in that CD drive? I won't eject. He's dead. F1 resume. Here we go. Oh man. Alright, so at this point we're going to just sort of cut our losses and move on. But I'm going to tell you what happened. We're going to voice over some of this footage. Generally, even if the CMOS battery is dead, once you set the parameters that you intend to use, as long as power is not removed from the main board and the power switch is not physically pressed, you can save and restart the system, and it should retain whatever settings and parameters you inputted. Now, unfortunately, this Packard Bell isn't behaving very nicely, because as soon as I restart the machine, what's called the soft restart, the BIOS settings are completely lost, and it will not boot without an automatically or without hard drive parameters. So what I did is I thought, well, maybe the original battery has developed such a high resistance that it is in effect shorting out the BIOS chip. So I disconnected the battery later on, and I found that it did not help. So I then pulled a functioning battery from another system that I have, a battery that had not full voltage but partial voltage. Should have been enough to work. That battery didn't work either, because these motherboards actually have a header next to or near the battery that when a jumper is pulled, it basically allows you to plug in any standard 3-pin or 2-pin universal computer clock battery. So we ended up having to cut our losses, and we are going to now take the hard drive out of this machine, and we're going to test it in another system and see if the drive is salvageable and what's on the drive. We know it contains a virtual arcade interface with some games, and I want to know what they are. So why don't we go ahead and do that now. Okay, now it's personal. Now we're taking out the big guns. I want to know if that drive works. Furthermore, I want to know what's on it. So we're going to use our Tandy here. I haven't powered this thing up in a long time. In fact, I found that I rated it for parts at one point. The floppy drive cable was missing. Thank God I found one. But anyway, I might even do a processor upgrade. This is a DX250. I don't even know what's in this. it might be a, you know what, it might be a 66. But first, I want to know if this battery is any damn good. I wish I had the case for that other one, because I would have actually maybe put some time and effort into fixing it, but I'm just going to use it for parts. It's got two perfectly good 72 meg SIMs, two 8 meg SIMs. Thank you. And it has a nice hard drive and a couple of other things. This battery is stone dead. So that's the problem. So my replacement battery is dead. I got to make another battery now. Some of a B. All right. Well, that's really terrible. But I'll make a new battery. Whatever. Okay. Maybe I'll string a few of them together and make it last longer. I'm going to unplug the hard drive. Now this one is capable of booting up with a dead battery. That's the fun part about this Handy. See, it doesn't need a functioning battery to boot up. So that's not a problem. Okay, so let's plug this drive in. See what happens. Yeah, this thing hasn't been powered up in a long time, so I'm not really sure what to expect. Always, when powering up drives, it's always a good idea to lay them upside down that way. Unless it's mounted, of course. If it's not mounted, then if it's mounted, that's not a problem. But if it is, yeah. Okay. Monitor. Let's plug that in. Keyboard. Let's see what happens. So yeah, I gotta put a battery together for this one again. If I ever use it for anything, that's what I'll have to do. Okay, here we go. All eyes on deck. Oh, you know, power would be a good thing. There we go. There we go. How much RAM is in this? I want to say it's got 8 megs. 16 megs. Okay. Sweet. There we go. Run setup. F2. just trying to, okay, I get it. Problem. Blue Roger. Danger. Okay. Is there a reset button on this? There is. Happening now. Okay. Right. C auto, D auto. It sees my floppy drive. Everything looks good. Of course, we lost our date and time. Save and exit. F2. I do wonder if it runs at all now. Oh, for crying out loud. It just doesn't like me. It just flips out. F1 to continue. Starting Windows 95. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so it boots up into Sparkade. Dave's Arcade Emulator. Copyright David Spicer. His brother went into politics and it didn't go so well for him. Press any key to continue. So here we have Amidar, Centipede, Frogger, Galaxian, Lunar Rescue, Ms. Pac-Man. That's not what I wanted to do, but okay. Let's run scan disk because why not? It's always good to have a few spare 46 class PCs kicking around for this exact reason. Alright. I think we have a problem. Yeah, we have a problem, son. Okay, the drive has problems. Alright, let's start it up again. I hit F8 too quickly. Alright, let's try this again. Come on. We want the option here. So we're going to do command prompt only. There we go. Oh, and then it's going to send me into Windows, which I don't. Oh, good. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. I do want to perform a surface scan. So, ooh. It's been done before. Look at this. Bad. Okay. This drive is bad. That's not good. So, unfortunately, the drive is definitely in the process of, and look, it's going to find another one right here. Watch this. This drive is no damn good. I wouldn't trust it for anything, for any reason. Well, we've written the drive off already, but ScanDisk is giving us an option to fix the drive, quote unquote, moving the data to a more functional part of the disk, which I've never tried, and you know, I've got nothing to lose, so let's see what happens. It's definitely finding some additional damaged areas, which for those of you, and I know I've mentioned this multiple times before, but if a drive develops even one bad cluster after its manufacturer date, it is not a good thing. It is usually indicative of a degradation problem, wear and tear. For example, this thing probably spent many thousands of hours powered up. So it's likely that the drive is in the process of dying. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. And we're going to see what happens. I mean, what do we have to lose? Besides a couple of hours of our lives. In the case of that mine. So yeah. Speaking of death, I've switched to seltzer water, and My coworkers all drink this shit, and I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying. Skip, undo. But I just don't love it. You know what I mean? I'm not loving it. There's no sweetness. It's just bitter. Ugh. About as bitter as my Aunt Rose. That bitch. Anyway, we're going to let it do its thing. And we'll stay tuned. Okay, I've been through this a few times now, and it's not getting anywhere. It's going absolutely nowhere. So, the drive is foobar. So, let's, kinda, you know, just like, go like, that. And we're gonna reconnect the original Seagate. And, we're gonna see how that goes. But this is a Caviar 2200 manufactured in February 1993. Let it live and, rest in peace. Let it rest in peace. Maybe we'll take it apart and have a good look at it in a little bit. Alright. And now we're going to reconnect the original from 1994 Seagate. And put that back in there. Okay. There we go. Plug her in, plug her in. I wonder if this drive still works. They don't, you know, it's interesting that as parts and components sit around for a while and don't do anything, bad things tend to happen to good computer parts. It's just a sad reality. Capacitors, bearings, things like that. Bearings, the grease in the drive bearings will over time dry up, loses its viscosity, and that does really happen. And capacitors, you know, they age. The electrolyte goes to hell, and you know, here we go. Listen to that drive purr like a boss. Okay. It should detect that it's a different drive. There it goes. Clean. I'm going to do a complete surface scan on this drive anyway, just because it's been sitting for so long. Cool. Windows 3.1. When I got this PC back in, I think I got it in 2014, maybe a little earlier than that. It had a GPF, a mouse driver. Oh, the mouse isn't plugged in. That's probably why. When I got it, originally it had Windows 95 on it. What was it? MSD? I'm going to see what kind of processor this thing has, because I might have a better one to put in it. Let's take a look. It's a DX. It comes up as a DX. It doesn't say anything else though. Alt-P. Yeah, it shows up as a DX, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. Anyway. Won't show me anything else. Yeah, I want to run ScanDisk on this and give it a good exercise. I believe that letting a drive exercise a little bit every once in a while is not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. It can't hurt. So we're going to do that, and hopefully, you know, it remains as clean as it is now. You know, so we'll come back to it when it's done. And there you have it, one healthy drive. So that's good. That's good, good, good. Let's go ahead and defrag it. Not that it needs it, but why not, right? Alright, and on that note, I think we're going to head out, and thank you for watching. I don't exactly know what processor's in this, but I'm pretty sure it's a DX266, so we're going to leave that alone. And I did have an overdrive chip that would work in it at one point, but you know, one of the PNY Evergreen, one of those little massive performance boosting ones. Anyway, I had one of those for this, but I learned that those chips are not the most reliable, so I took that out, put the DX2 back in. Have a nice night.